This vaccine is safe and it has been certified safe and usable by NAFTA.
Nigeria for a long time depended on imported technologies and relied on resource-based economy, that's oil and others, aligning with contemporary global demand. Apparently, things are moving to a knowledge and innovation-based economy where science and technology is key towards sectoral development. However, funding for the sector has not been impressive at all. Allocations have never reached 0.5% of the national GDP. In actual fact, this is the first time the government has promised to allocate about that percentage for the sector with the aim to drive national development. Following recent trends, the economic growth based on innovation is no longer just the privilege of the industrialized countries or countries with a high gross domestic product (GDP), as more and more developing countries have turned innovation policies into national development strategy. The economic practice has shown that innovation is one of the main drivers of economic growth. Arguably, breakthrough innovations with significant contributions from research and development are a way to help achieve sustainability in a competitive manner. In fact, on the wings of innovation, the African Union Science, Technology and Innovation Strategy for Africa 2024 places science, technology and innovation at the epicenter of Africa's socio-economic development and directs member countries to implement initiatives. The question now is, how can a developing country sustain more support for innovation and implementation? What are the milestones, funding, application prospects and challenges? Well, as we beam our spotlight on driving research innovation for national development, we shall attempt to find answers to these all-important questions through the reports from our correspondents from across the country, and of course, from the discussion segments. Welcome to Week and File. For tonight, my guest will be Professor Mohammed Sani Haruna, Chief Executive of the National Agency for Science, Engineering, Infrastructure, NASENI. I'm Joseph Johnson. As always, the news first. Maintaining Nigeria's strategic approach and influence in the maritime environment is crucial to the country's economic prosperity and regional stability. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awol Gambo, stated this at the flag-off ceremony of Exercise Obangame Express 2021 on board the Nigerian Navy ship Thunder in Lagos.
Over the years, the Gulf of Guinea has witnessed several security challenges ranging from terrorism to crude oil and resource theft, piracy, irregular and unregulated fishing, human trafficking, among others. In order to find lasting solutions to these myriad of challenges which pose threats to maritime security, this annual multinational maritime exercise tagged Exercise Obangame Express seeks to improve cooperation among participating nations in order to increase maritime safety and security in the Gulf of Guinea.
Besides the spirit of togetherness, which the exercise has indeed imbibed among member nations, it has also enhanced the operational capability of the Nigerian Navy in its fight against various forms of maritime crime through information and intelligence sharing. The sustainment of these gains is critical to Nigeria's national interest, given the huge contribution of the nation's strategic maritime resources to national prosperity and development.
The exercise is also an opportunity for the Nigerian Navy to work together with other national and regional navies on improved cooperation and maritime domain awareness.
We are so encouraged by Nigeria's progress and investments in maritime security operations, and we advocate for Nigeria to lead the way in regional security. And our intent is to support our allies in their measures to bolster existing efforts.
6 Nigerian Navy warships and other participating countries are taking part in the sea exercise. The participating fleet will conduct the anti-piracy operations, fleet maneuvers, among others. In Lagos, Imoli Ayotokide Ogunfowora, NTA.
Nasarawa state government says it will continue to support the Nigerian Army and other security agencies in the ongoing onslaught against criminal elements on the fringes of Nasarawa and neighboring states. Governor Abdullahi Sule stated this while on a visit to the 177 Guard Battalion in Kefi to commiserate with officers and men over the loss of some personnel during operations. Aliyu Tijani Muhammad reports.
Battalion, ready for your instruction, Your Excellency.
The visit of Governor Abdullahi Sule came against the background of recent military operation to dislodge criminal elements in Toto local government area where the Nigerian Army lost some personnel. While commending the gallant effort of the troops during the operation, the governor said the deceased paid the supreme price and will always be remembered as heroes in the front line of battle against insurgents. He assured families of the deceased of government support, even as he encouraged their colleagues not to relent until the state is rid of criminal elements. Aliyu Tijani Mohammed, NTA News.
Benue State Governor Samuel Otom has described as unfortunate the attack on his convoy by unknown gunmen Saturday afternoon in Makurdi. The governor, who disclosed that no fatalities were recorded, thanked God and commended his security men for successfully repelling the bandits. Charles Abba has details.
Governor Samuel Otom explained that armed bandits numbering up to 15 in black attire attacked his convoy at his farm around Tiomu along Makudi-Boko Road when they had parked vehicles and walking into the farm. He, however, commended security men on his convoy for their gallantry in repelling the criminals.
As I talk to you, Operation Wide Stroke is on them. The police are there, the SS are there, all the security. We have to call for reinforcement. But thank God we were able to escape unhurt.
Governor Tom, who also lauded President Muhammadu Buhari for his shoot-at-sight order against bearers of AK-47, said it is a step in the right direction.
I appreciate him for coming out to also say that the border in Nigeria should be strengthened.
He maintained that the unity of the country requires the cooperation of all authorities to sustain. In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
The federal government has reiterated its commitment to diversify the nation's economy from dependence on oil and gas through mining and agriculture sectors as viable options that must be carried out in a secured environment.
With the theme, responsible exploration and exploitation of mineral resources in a secured environment, Minister of State for Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Uchechukwu Oga, laid emphasis on the indispensable role of the society in actualizing the diversification policy of the government.
It is the importance of our commitment and resolve to address the security challenges that I recently charged in the Connected Service Chief that they have just 2 weeks to crush all forms of criminality in the country.
President of Society and Director General of the Nigerian Mining Cadastre Office, Obadiah Simon Ukom, and the GMD of the NNPC assured the federal government of the Society's commitment to continue in partnering with the government to deepen the current resurgence in the minerals sector.
The members of the NNPS are currently professionally involved in the National Integration Mining Project, which is NIME, being supervised by the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency.
One of the factors holding back exploration and exploitation of mineral resources in various states, including Oyo State, is the ownership of resources.
So we have enormous national resources that we do need to harness for the benefit of all of us.
Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Silva, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who was represented by Professor Adeshola Adekboju, the Director General of Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria, in their various remarks, advised the society to put in more efforts in the exploration of the nation's solid mineral resources. Fellowship was conferred on them, including the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Olamilekan Adegbite, and the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Malam Mele Kiari.
The importance and benefit of keeping to the practice of oral hygiene are what resonated at an event to celebrate the International World Oral Day. As Nigeria joins in marking the day, Colgate, a leading toothpaste brand, is taking the awareness of oral health to people living at the grassroots in 31 states across the country. Oluseye Adagbo tells us more.
This is a major market in Baiko village at Gwagalada area of Abuja, the place selected in the FCT for the awareness of oral hygiene to living a longer and healthier life.
Oral hygiene, what do you know about it?
Oral hygiene, keeping yourself clean.
If I want to sleep, I must wash my teeth. Although many might be aware of the imports of oral hygiene, but the question is how many are into its practice, especially washing their teeth twice daily. This is the essence of this engagement.
People use all sorts of terrible sticks to injure their mouth, their oral health, but we are preaching today, being the World Oral Day, that use a good and standard toothbrush and a toothpaste that has good fluoride and that kills cavity.
Marking World Oral Day, a leading toothpaste brand, Colgate, joined by Nigerian Association of Dental Students and Nigerian Medical Students Association, stepped out to educate residents on the importance of oral care. Aside the market engagements, the organizers also held a practical session where residents in the area are sensitized on some basic dental tips with screening of oral cavity and enamel protection for strong teeth.
Because in this part of the world, people don't usually go to the hospital. They don't go to the dentist. They feel that why should I spend so much money on that? This is what Colgate has to, give. We are giving back to the society. We are not collecting a dime from any one of them.
The awareness, the officials of Colgate toothpaste say, is their own social corporate responsibility, advertised their products and also to appreciate their esteemed customers. In Abuja, Oluseye Adagbo, NTA News.
Still talking health, the COVID-19 testing capacity of the Federal Medical Center, Asaba, Delta State, has been given a boost by the federal government following the donation of a molecular biology laboratory. It is among the landmark projects inaugurated by the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Adeleke Mamora in Asaba, Delta State. Helen Dunko reports.
Inaugurating the project, the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Adeleke Mamora, said the inauguration of the Molecular Biology Laboratory and other projects is in line with the federal government's policy to combat COVID-19 pandemic and achieve universal health coverage.
I believe people generally appreciate the great amount of interest and attention of President Muhammadu Buhari in terms of putting in place the improvement of our healthcare services so that citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will enjoy adequate quality healthcare services.
Earlier, the minister and his entourage visited the governor on a courtesy call and thanked him for his immense support for the fight against COVID-19 in Nigeria.
Nigerians should not doubt the efficacy of the vaccine or the safety of the vaccine. Luckily, the World Health Organization has already spoken positively.
Governor Ifeanyi Okowa also commended the efforts of the Presidential Task Force. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Adeleke Mamora, has reassured Deltans that the AstraZeneca vaccine for COVID-19 is safe for all. In Asaba, Helen Dunku, NTA News.
Thank you, Aline. Let's now turn to politics. The leadership of the All Progressives Congress, APC, says the ongoing review of the party's constitution ahead of the 2023 general elections is intended to reposition the party and reflect on the current trends and aspirations of the people who they say own the party. This formed part of the views expressed by the APC Southwest governors at their meeting on APC Constitution Review held in Abuja, Ogun State capital. Yemi Dalmo reports.
The APC Constitution Review and Stakeholders Meeting in Ogun State afforded APC governors from the Southwest the opportunity to bear their minds about the ongoing Constitution Review, the exercise they describe as long overdue. They canvassed for the inclusion of internal democracy in the Constitution for right candidates to emerge at the party's primary elections as opposed to imposition of candidates.
I believe that what our party has chosen to do at this point in time is a reflection of our deep democratic value.
Obvious lapses and grey areas that necessitated internal crisis and caused us electoral victory in some states and that needless political setbacks.
Assuming we choose to have indirect primaries who are delegates, so many other things that we believe are a bit ambiguous now, and we have said that the committee will look into it.
Former Ogun State Governor and national leaders of the party who play a major role in the drafted constitution under review said the 2014 APC constitution should be re-evaluated to meet the yearnings and aspirations of members.
Let us make internal democracy the cardinal principle of our party.
Also in attendance at the meeting was the chairman of the Constitution Review, Professor Tahir Maman, who promised to harmonize various submissions by the governors and other stakeholders to evolve a better and enduring constitution for the party. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the People's Redemption Party has restated its commitment to the unity and development of the nation. Timothy Yusuf reports that the resolution is part of decisions reached at the end of the party's National Working Committee and Directorate meeting in Abuja.
This is the first NWC meeting of the Professor Sule Bello-led faction of the People's Redemption Party after the demise of its leader, Malam Balarabe Musa. Restructuring the party towards electoral victory and state of the nation ranging from insecurity to the economy dominated the meeting agenda.
The party has also come to associate itself with many Nigerians and the present crisis the country is going through.
The meeting appreciated the present administration's effort in the fight against insecurity, but enjoined it to do more. On the division within the party, the interim national chairman says efforts are ongoing to resolve the issue.
I assure you that we will also overcome this problem in favor of progress.
Members of the PRP are assured of new approaches towards rebuilding the party ahead of its national convention. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
In another development, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has cancelled the by-election in Ekiti East Constituency 1 of Ekiti State following the violence that characterized the conduct of the election. The Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Adeniro Teller, confirmed this while addressing the press at the INEC office. Omu Ekiti Ayodeji Ogunshaking reports that 3 persons reportedly died in the process.
Electoral Commissioner Dr. Taylor attributed the cancellation to the pocket of violence that characterized the election in 2 polling units in Ward 9, Obaduri, and polling unit 7, Ward 7. According to the resident Electoral Commissioner, 3 voters were shot dead, while a youth corps member and 1 INEC staff sustained injuries, and as such circumstances, the safety of personnel could not be guaranteed, hence the suspension of the election.
When we discovered that the environment was not conducive, we had to take some drastic steps in line with the provision of the Constitution of the Commission. The election has been suspended for.
2 members of the National Assembly from the town described the crisis as unfortunate, as such did not speak good of the nation's democracy, and want the perpetrators of the violence to be brought to book.
Everybody had to scamper for safety. The other people left. There was no election.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whose horse is God. Whoever is found wanting be brought to books.
The election started on peaceful note as the electorate came out to exercise their franchise at the various polling units before situation turned dramatic as there was sporadic shooting at Ward 7, Unit 7, when some thugs allegedly made an attempt to snatch ballot boxes. From Omo-Ekiti, Ayodi Jogunshaki, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari warmly congratulates Senator Iyabo Anisuluwo on her 70th birthday. The president appreciates the former Minister of State for Education who rose politically through courage and hard work to contest governorship elections in Ogun State. He extols her visionary leadership style, large-heartedness and personal sacrifices in caring for the needy, as she continuously provided opportunities and inspired females to realize their potentials in education and skills acquisition. The president prays that the Almighty God will grant her, the former minister, longer life and good health to continue serving humanity. This is Week in File. Time for some messages. Stay with us because when we return, we shall be shifting gear to the subject matter of the program, which is driving research and innovation for national development.
We just having a good time, and I'm feeling so good.
Where you did? I dey come now. You go see me now. You go.
Call your body and everybody, yeah. Make we start to the. Where you did now?
You go see me now.
Everybody they dance.
Where you did now? Oh you go see me now.
You want
I'm fine, sir. Even me, I surprised.
Hey, where you at? You go Mexico, you go Jericho, I don't go let you go.
Hello, how are you?
Tell us one truth nobody knows.
I like to steam it from my mama's pot.
Glow, the best data plans in town. Dial *777#.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action Toothpaste for clinically proven rapid relief from sensitivity.
We have that available.
Babes, are you hungry?
Famished.
Always remember, you deserve a break.
Yes, we can provide.
You can indulge in a cup of 3-in-1 Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Indulge. Now available in the 450 grams pouch.
Wednesday, 5:28 p.m. Getting ready to lay down some tunes, but something ain't right. There's some discomfort in my throat. No worries though. TomTom Fresh Lime is here to save the day. Discomfort gone, time to bring the heat. Thanks TomTom Fresh Lime for giving me soothing relief. TomTom Fresh Lime, cool with a zing.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all to present themselves and be vaccinated. Already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN cash transfer programs, recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
The second wave of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic is upon us.
To safeguard lives of our people, government has signed the health protection regulations, which makes wearing a face mask mandatory in public places.
Wear a mask. Keep social and physical distancing. Avoid crowded places. Wash your hands regularly with soap and clean water. And use hand sanitizer.
COVID-19 is real. Do not be infected. Do not spread it. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Fresh off a derby win, the Gunners travel to take on the Hammers in another London derby. Will they make it 2 out of 2? Find out as West Ham take on Arsenal at the London Stadium this Sunday on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Access Bank, Baba Ijebu, Lipton Tea, and Close Up in association with Gold.com.
You're still watching NTA Weekend File with me, Joseph Johnson. As Nigeria grapples with stabilizing the economy affected by the outbreak of COVID-19, Ingenu John Adams examines some innovations at the Apex Medical Research Institute in the country and challenges of funding.
Shuaibu Joseph is a molecular biologist with the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, Yaba. This laboratory has been a refuge of sorts to develop a homegrown solution for COVID-19.
The kit that is needed to do detection to show whether the virus is present in the sample or not is what we have developed. It's called SCODA.
Dr. Muina Fawara has also kept tabs on her project, an RNA extraction kit, which has been generating accurate results for research purposes.
We've tried it on swab samples, COVID-19 positive swab samples. We've also used a nasal swab for presence of bacteria.
For those who do not know, Nigeria is a step closer to animal testing of homemade COVID-19 vaccine, and the facility handling this research and innovation is the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research.
Apart from COVID-19 test kit, we initially developed a DNA extraction kit because most research that require sequencing other organisms will first needed to extract the DNA of the organisms.
All these achievements would not have been possible without proper funding from the government and other supporting organizations. With more research and innovations gaining financial support, the nation will fast-track its journey to attaining the level of development it desires. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
And as education helps in molding good character in a citizen, so is technology and innovation important in improving a country's economy to become self-reliant. This is part of submission by experts as Mohammed Ibrahim examines support being enjoyed by innovators from government in Benue State.
The more investment in research and innovation with results, technologists say, the more technologically driven a country's economy, and it's not only a premise but has worked in field of agriculture. A case in point is move by the federal government to diversify the economy from oil-based to agriculturally driven, with support to Lake Chad Research Institute Maiduguri, mandated to genetically improve cultivation of millet, wheat and barley with positive results.
Climate smart technology. We have similar one for wheat, also developed for the crop to snugly fit the environment.
On the other hand, funding by TED Fund for institution-based research has increased opportunities for research and innovation, but the large number of inventors express discouragement in mass production.
Technologies that has commodity to showcase, attract investors, attract entrepreneurs to see the probability of the technology.
Agreement or a memorandum of understanding will come into play between us and whoever wants to produce it massively for marketing.
What product is that?
Is the anti-skid simulation and test bench for the AlphaJet.
To key into the global reality of technologically driven economy, Borno State government in 2020 created the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation that is pursuing technical skill acquisition for citizens in established centers.
We have established Job Bank. That Job Bank has already registered close to 70,000 applicants. Some of them we are taking them and training them.
Borno State earmarked 1.12% of its 2021 budget amounting to 2.6 billion naira for science, technology and innovation. In Maiduguri, Muhammad Ibrahim, NTA News.
Research, innovation and technology are crucial to the successful development of oil and gas resources. From Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene brings us the highlights.
Since the commencement of oil and gas exploration in Nigeria, research, development and demonstration of new technologies have remained essential to the discovery, development and production of oil and gas safely and efficiently, in current and future challenges in the industry.
Research is ongoing. Oil. How do you increase our reserve base in gas? We're looking at gas technology, gas monetization, gas utilization.
Solutions, production of oil and gas efficient, safe and cost effective. They are also helping in mitigating the effects on the environment and climate. To enhance and generate substantial potential value in the industry, research and innovation are cornerstones in the management of oil and gas resources, or in the bid to promote national
develop corrosion inhibitors. We have demulsifiers. We have hydrate inhibitors that have been developed. They've been tested to be efficient.
Experts believe that despite the resurgence of more energy sources, petroleum and gas have no replacement because of its large value chain. They are advocating continuous support for efficient, safe, and cost-effective innovation in the oil and gas sector, which will ultimately boost national development. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
All right, to further discuss driving research and innovation for national development, I have with me in the studio Professor Mohammed Sani Haruna, the Executive Vice Chairman, National Agency for Science, Engineering, Infrastructure, NASENI. Professor, you're welcome to Weekend File.
Thank you very much. Good evening, viewers.
All right, so with the recent pronouncement by President Muhammadu Buhari that nothing less than 0.5% of the nation's GDP be allocated to research and innovation, do you see your sector thriving in any significant way, compared to developed countries?
This is very interesting and it's a very good starting point.
Okay.
We have been saying before now that Nigeria is yet to commence paying for science, technology and innovation. With the commitment of government now, with the political will that the sector is enjoying, I can say the president himself is driving science, technology and innovation. By not only approving this allocation, but also by approving 1% of whatever accrue to the Federation account
to be given to the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, as is part of its statutory fund for research, development, and innovation. And this is very important. It has never happened before. I can say the country has realized, and the president himself is at the driver's seat to ensure that the research development capability of Nigerians is brought out and will be able to develop so many products that the country is on the way to self-reliance.
Okay, so I understand that the Minister of Science and Technology has been advocating for the creation of research and development bank, you know, to specifically fund and, of course, fund and develop, you know, emerging, you know, technologies and all that. So can you give us, just describe what it really means, the essence of this?
Okay, the Ministry of Science and Technology, as you said, has been advocating for Research and Innovation Fund. And interestingly too, the Tertiary Education Trust Fund is also advocating for Research and Innovation Fund. Science, technology, and innovation cost money. And the country that has have invested so much in science, technology, and innovation and allocated substantial part of their GDP to look after this sector are reaping the benefits. And this is a good move, and with the commitment of government and commencement and directive to commence, it means we are on the right track.
Okay, now that the government is giving considerable attention to your sector, to, you know, giving 0.5% of the nation's GDP, what are the prospects? The prospects abound. What are they?
Well, the truth of the matter is that in Nigeria, there are many innovators, there are many inventors, there are many products that are available in the market. We don't have, you know, the private sector that will take to the market. But let me say that with our own funding, we are by our act allowed to set up pilot plants, to collaborate and work together with the private sector to set up any manufacturing concern. We can take stake in any company. We can fund 100% manufacturing concern so that the products that are created or developed by Nigerians will no longer be only in the shelf. They can go to the market. We can produce what we need. But most importantly, we are directed to do need-oriented research. What can solve existing problems? Indigenous. That we have problem, instead of importing the solution from outside, we should do research and provide that solution. Now, these funds are of two forms. There is this research and development fund that you are talking about, that the Ministry of Science and Technology is advocating. Also, TED Fund is advocating. That, we say, is a research and innovation fund that anyone can access from the university, the sector. But our own funding is development fund.
Okay.
Is product. Okay. The difference between this is you can research for years and other things and come out with a result or a solution. But our own is specific, is product related.
You're also looking forward to commercializing these research findings?
In fact, it's compulsory in our own case to commercialize, to set up pilot plant. For example, we have set up a solar manufacturing plant to demonstrate a proof of concept that research and innovation can pay. Successful research, in our own case, anything we research and succeeded in developing its own prototype, we must set up production plant to demonstrate the viability of this. From there, private sector can take off for mass production.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's just pause there at this point to take some messages. And when we return, the discussion continues. Don't go away.
Go TV don't do am again, oh. Then stand by your side, gidigba. Enjoy 32% discount on top Go TV Max. Yes, so if you pay Go TV Jolly for only 2,460 naira, now so Go TV go upgrade you sharply to max levels with 75 plus channels. Abracadabra. I go talk am again. When you reconnect on top Jolly subscription for 2,460 naira, then go sama you with Oga of Entertainment, Go TV Max. Make you enjoy Indian series for Star Life, La Liga, Premier League football, Big Brother Naija highlights on Africa Magic, Nigerian Idol, BET, Cartoon Network, and etc. Better discount, better savings. Go TV truly dey your side o. Existing Max customers as at first March, no follow for this offer o. Terms and conditions dey. Go TV, love it.
I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire.
Teacher no more. A fellow one country. Teacher no more. A fellow one country. Omoni resiti me.
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We know happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. Hey, we are trying, Shao. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, I talk with that now. Not for me. You want me to die? Not for me because of Pamio.
For Derby win, the Gunners travel to take on the Hammers in another London derby. Will they make it 2 out of 2? Find out as West Ham take on Arsenal at the London Stadium this Sunday on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Access Bank, Baba Ijebu, Lipton Tea, and Close Up in association with Gold.com.
You're still watching Weekend File. Researchers serve as channels for the exchange of adjustment and dispersal of learning, but universities alone cannot stand on researchers. In this report, Shehu Mohammed Dati from Sokoto takes a look at specific areas of research and innovations and the impact on the development.
Researchers are structured inquiries that utilize acceptable scientific methodology to solve problems. Educational researches and innovations are vital forces towards solving enormous challenges faced by research institutions. In Sokoto State, 3 research and innovative areas have made significant impact on the development of learning in the state and the society at large. The Usman Danfodio University Sokoto had made significant impact on the research in the areas of medicine, pharmacology, and energy. Lots of research have been carried out, especially on communicable diseases, with series of usage of local herbs in preparing medicine for the diseases.
A lot need to be done, especially at the state level. States should also be encouraged to fund research. Non-governmental industry should also participate in sponsoring research.
In the renewable energy, researches that include solar, wind, biogas, among others, are being carried out by the institution to explore alternative sources of energy and save the environment from activities of man. Despite the interventions from the federal government through TED Fund, funding still remains a top challenge in carrying out researches by many institutions.
We produce standard solar modules that will withstand the climatical condition of our environment.
Epileptic power supply, regulatory agencies, and lack of synergy between institutions are also major factors militating against development of researches and innovations. Recently, the Usman Amfod University organized a one-day session on research proposal and grant management via Zoom with a view to enhancing research and collaboration in research developments. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Detti, NTA News.
From Enugu State, Chika Ugu reports that experts in the field of science and technology are advocating for proper awareness and funding in the sector to ensure economic growth.
Over the years, various citadels of learning have come up with research works aimed at promoting industrial growth. This intellectual property often end up on the shelves because of the perception and Nigeria's attitude to homegrown innovation ideas. A situation that has affected investment in science and technology and made it unattractive to the private sector, considered to be the engine of growth in any nation.
Science and tech are going to bring innovation, and sometimes too, you can even do what we call a copy technology. You copy a technology that's already existing, you now look at what those people have done, and then you build on it, and then develop your own technology.
In Enugu State, for instance, there are just a few institutions that offer opportunities for young people to acquire technological skills and innovation. These institutions are owned by both federal and state governments like SEDI, PRODA, and technological incubation centers. It was, however, gathered that these citadels of learning are grappling with poor funding, which has affected its capacity to promote science and technology.
It's an excellent way of capacity building and development, job creation, and because people train here, they will be able to train others.
Technology has advanced into many areas of man's life, making information more accessible, as well as production process in manufacturing sector, thereby making lives easier. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
All right, I still have with me in the studio the Executive Vice Chairman, Naseni, Professor Mohammed Sani Haruna. Professor, all right, I just saw you in the last clip there on the report, and of course, we were talking about training and all that. Let's talk about the reading culture of Nigerians, because researching entails reading to know what has been done in order to break new grounds and, thought lines. There is this notion that says if you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book. Do you agree with such a notion? And I mean, how dire are the odds in this regard?
Truly, we have a very, very poor reading culture, and it's not good. You need to read widely to know what is happening elsewhere, to discover some ideas, what some people have done, because you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can catch up. It's necessary. Researchers must continue to read continuously, and that science, technology, and innovation is evolving by the day.
Dynamic.
It's never constant.
Yes.
So you must continuously update your knowledge. I remember one wise man once said, you must read constantly in order not only to keep your rating, but to guide yourself against mental evaporation. Truly, he is Obafemi Awolowo, blessed memory. As you said, you must read everything and all the time in order not only to maintain your own rating, but in order to guide yourself against mental evaporation. In science, technology, and innovation, it's even much more compulsory. When you wake up every day, there are new things coming. You need to know what is happening. You need to research for what will come tomorrow, not to be researching on things that are outdated.
Exactly. That reminds me of what the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Saleh Pantami, said, that some of these, emerging technologies that we're trying to bring Nigerians to, learning the skills is to solve the problem of tomorrow. Not today's problem.
Not today's problem.
Okay, so in that regard, what is your agency doing, to harness the innovative skills of Nigerians towards national development?
Our impact in the past was limited by funding. but by the grace of God, you will see a difference. However, despite the challenges of fund, in Naseni, we are already into fourth industrial revolution. We are using virtual reality, we are using artificial intelligence in our research and innovation products. So in other words, we have been already utilizing tomorrow's technology to solve today's problem.
Okay, so you stressed on training.
Yes.
Training.
Yes.
How far are you going with that?
Training is necessary, and this training has to be skilled. Everybody needs skill. We are advocating a situation whereby there should be a national program that everyone must acquire one skill. Just as we made National Youth Service compulsory, we need to make skill acquisition compulsory. Each one before graduating from school should have one skill or the other. The days of paper qualification is gone. It is a time of multitasking. Everyone must be able to acquire certain skills. Things are changing. There is no longer a situation where you will emerge as an electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, or as an accountant. You should be innovative, you should be able to have job mobility and creativity. So it is necessary that technical schools, craft schools, polytechnics are encouraged. In fact, in many states, the craft school and technical school have disappeared. We must return them. It's compulsory. It's necessary for Nigeria to get it right. We can't move into knowledge economy without a solid craft and technical school producing skills manpower. We have so many graduates today that are not employed. The problem we are having is because we did not teach them any skill. You can't teach anybody entrepreneurship at university if he doesn't have the skill. He must have skill before he needs the knowledge of how to run the business.
Very well said. Or just before, I let you go, you're running out of time. Briefly, you didn't agree or disagree with the question earlier I posed. Do you agree with that notion that says, if you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book?
I agree, because we don't read. We need to read. We are not reading.
That's quite sad, isn't it?
It's very sad. We don't have reading culture. Elsewhere, at all age, you see people reading. People have no time for gossiping. They don't have for play. They keep themselves busy from one end to the other. Everyone has a textbook or a storybook, whatever.
Now everything is digital. I mean, your devices, you can read from wherever you are.
Well, there are books now on devices.
Yes.
You can download, you can do that. But the truth is that the paper, the hard copy, will never go away. They are needed.
Thank you very much on that very insightful note. I would like to thank you for coming on Weekend File.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
All right, that's it for the discussion segment. Sports and weather updates are next. Join us again.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Fresh off a derby win, the Gunners travel to take on the Hammers in another London derby. Will they make it 2 out of 2? Find out as West Ham take on Arsenal at the London Stadium this Sunday on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Access Bank, Baba Ijebu, Lipton Tea, and Close Up in association with Gold.com.
Let's quickly bring you a sports update.
Team Nigeria continued their exploits on day 2 of the ongoing World Para Athletics Grand Prix in Tunisia, winning 2 gold medals in women's javelin and men's 400 meters T46 and 1 silver medal in women's shots. President of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, NBBF, Musa Kida, says the federation is set to commence work on staging the slamming and dunking game both at Premiership and the grassroots. Kida, while expressing appreciation to the Minister of Sports, Sunday Dari, and the leadership of the ministry for ensuring that NBBF is off the hook of litigation and other hindrances.
At long last, we can now breathe. At long last, we can now play premier basketball in the country.
In Ekiti State, consolidating on the gains of tennis at cadet levels to assail national and international professional status is the target of the State Tennis Association.
The state is not going to look for external tennis players. We are going to build our own tennis players.
After about 4 years of inactivity, the Nigerian Professional Wrestling Federation on Saturday organized a mock wrestling championship at the National Stadium, Lagos. This championship is a pre-event and also preparation for the Battleground Championship slated for Abuja in May.
We are trying to resuscitate it and put it back to the track.
In the Nigerian Professional League, Dakada FC will battle Plateau United, Enugu Rangers to play Nasarawa United, while Kwara United will be at home with Adamawa United. In the English Premier League, West Ham United will slug it out with Arsenal in a long derby, while Aston Villa will be welcoming Tottenham Hotspur. Both matches will come on Sunday. With sports updates, Adenike Kenam, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has sent a message of condolence to the government and people of Kwara State on the passing away of Alhaji Usman Ndalolu Waziri Patigi at the age of 83. The president described the late Ndalolu, a retired orthopedic technician and community leader, as a visionary statesman with impeccable integrity and dedication, who will be remembered for his sagacity and exemplary selfless service to the people of Nigeria. The president paid respects to the late Usman Ndalolu and extended sympathies to the bereaved wife, Ajia Amina Ndalolu, a former Minister of State for Health. He prayed to Almighty Allah to repose his soul. And death has been announced of Regina Nkanu Effium, aged 88. Late Regina passed away February 15 this year. She is survived by her sons, Surveyor Solomon Okpa and Ofem Uket, as well as many grand and great-grandchildren. Funeral arrangements will commence Friday, 26th to 27th March at Mama Regina's compound in Ekori Waterside, Yako local government area of Cross River State. Now let's quickly take a look at tomorrow's weather prospects.
Hello and you're welcome. Rains over the southeast have been consistent within the last 4 to 5 days, a pointer of the gradual establishment of the rainy season over this region. Sunday should start up with cloudy conditions over the coastal and the southern areas. We expect cloudiness with sunshine intervals over the central region and the northern areas adjoining the central states. The extreme north should be sunny all through the forecast period. We expect thunderstorms with or without rain later in the day over southern Adamawa and Plateau State. We also expect thunderstorms this time with rains over Taraba, southeastern Benue and southwestern Benue. Chances over Makurdi, the capital, is quite slim. We also expect thunderstorms over parts of Kogi and the southwest. Kwara axis should be relatively stable with cloudy conditions. We also expect thunderstorms over the southeastern axis towards the afternoon and the evening hours. Thank you for watching and see you again.
And that's Weekend File for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Joseph Johnson. Be a star with NTA as we wage war against rape and rapists. Good night.